Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the SMITE tournament wrap-up for the week of September 30th. I am your host, OctanePro, and let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So this past week, we had some great tournaments. We had Siege, we had the Hi-Rez Weekly North American Tournament, and we also had the EU Tournament as well. Last week was our first week of the show. We've made some adjustments, and the new show layout will consist of some preset topics, reviewing the Hi-Rez Weekly Tournament results, and then finally, in the future, we're hoping to take viewer questions live. So keep track of things, guys. We're going to continue to bring you guys some great content moving forward. Tonight's topics will be the Siege charity event, kind of combination, along with the Hi-Rez North American Weekly and the Hi-Rez European Weekly. So let's go ahead and jump into the meat of the show. So this past week, we actually had the opportunity to see a wonderful charity event be held on by Hi-Rez Studios, along with partnering with Child's Play and the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. It was a live 24-hour event, which went ahead and ran from October 4th at 8 p.m. to October 5th at 8 p.m. Raised about just over $12,000, so congratulations to Hi-Rez Studios and all parties involved. At the end of that, though, that wonderful charity event, we actually had a great competitive best-of-3 tournament labeled as our Siege event, and this stands for Southern Interactive Entertainment and Gaming Expo, which was held down in Atlanta. It was a best-of-3, and the teams that were selected were Team Dignitas and Denial Esports NA. The way the teams were selected for this best-of-3 type of show match tournament atmosphere was they actually took the results from the PAX tournament, which was not too long ago over in Seattle, took the top 2 teams and brought them down to Atlanta for this event. So let's go ahead and go over this event. This went ahead and happened on the 5th, and then we'll go ahead and jump into our weekly results. So game 1 of Team Dignitas versus Denial Esports NA, we did see the first kill was versus Freya, which Freya was being played by actually Pon, and it was under the 30-second mark from the very beginning, going ahead and giving a nice little lead there, especially morale lead to Team Dignitas. This was actually occurred directly when both teams were trying to defend the Harpies at the very beginning of Game 1. Game 1's MVP player, I'd have to give to Zatman, playing as Onher, who went 12-1 with a Heartseeker, only dying once in the entire game. So his Heartseeker was his 3rd item in, so the entire game he was super strong throughout the entire thing. So it was really cool to see, so congratulations. MVP player definitely to Zatman for game 1. Let's go ahead and take a look. We're about 22 minutes in, give or take, as to the last ending points of this game and how we did go ahead and see Team Dignitas go ahead and take this game, and here's the game-winning moment.
Split push from the Apollo,
taking down that tier 2 tower in the left side lane for Denial, but they're going to see maybe a Phoenix fall here in the mid lane, and Shadowcue charges ahead. The Fire Giant buff making him just so hardy on that Bacchus, and now he's going to leave it onto Rush. Do they have the follow-up stuns? They do, of course they do! Rush just annihilated.
Yeah, blown up instantaneously next to that Honor pillar. That's going to be his tombstone. And Team Dignitas, they're going to move in here. They think they can close off of this, immediately going for the Minotaur. It's only Mace to the face here. Intoxicate comes out. They're using everything on this. Mace is trying to buy time. Crushing waves. Mace to the face goes down right next to the Minotaur, and so will the Minnow. And Team Dignitas, they are going to be your victors in this game number 1.
A 20.
So game 1, number 1 finishes up there. Great job there by Team Dignitas, going 30-12. So this was game 1 of the Siege competition that we saw this past week. And after game 1, you know, Denial Esports not really sure what to do. I mean, they were down by quite a bit there. So let's go ahead and take a look at game 2. So in game 2, we see Team Dignitas select Freya, Bacchus, Ao, Hades, and Neith. And we see Denial Esports NA pick up Isis, Ymir, Tyr, Guan Yu, and Hebo. Now, First Blood was a 5-versus-1 combination, which is really cool to see. It was kind of this roaming pact around the map there. And what we went ahead and saw was actually Denial Esports went ahead and found that amazing player, Zatman, who went 12-1 as Honor in the previous game, and they went ahead and picked him up under the 30-second mark. So right off the bat, Denial Esports NA ended up taking a 1-0 lead versus Team Dignitas. Let's go ahead and take a look at that here. I have that for game 2.
all in previous matches.
Yeah, and if you're wondering who your mirror is, try to get out of this here. If you're wondering who your mirror is, it's that big purple guy running around, the demon guy with the huge club. And one of the things that was key to his change was when he's channeling his ultimate, he can cancel it early. Never had that before, and so that gets off all of your scaling damage, but maybe not that much. But hold the phone. Zapman might get stood out here. He does, and Zapman, the playmaker before, taking a lot of damage, locked out by Rush, and he's going to go down. First blood in favor of Denial Esports, and Zapman, for getting all that early power before, is going to be the one who goes down here.
You know,
So jumping out there, guys, that was game 2, and we actually was the first blood. So real big change of events there. Denial Esports take this like really interesting change in dynamics actually to their second game versus their first game. And once again, we're talking about Siege here, which just happened this past week. It was kind of interesting where it was 30-12 in game 1. Well, we're in game 2, and we just showed you first blood, and it's under the 30-second mark. Giving them a 1-0 lead. And what you'll start to notice in Game 2, actually, is Denial Esports ends up dominating this game. Like, flat out dominating this game. Did excellent. They took everything they learned from the past game and went ahead and completely reapplied it. So we do see Denial Esports actually throughout the rest of that game. And it's something interesting to keep in mind is 90 seconds into Game 2 of this game, not one creep was killed. Kind of really interesting. 90 seconds in, not one creep killed, no one touched, because all it was this like pact of Denial Esports roaming the map completely. So really cool to see there. Second thing in game 2 that I want to show you guys is a really cool Fire Giant steal. And everyone loves Fire Giant steals. They're some of the coolest things in the game. So let's go ahead and jump into game 2. We are about 25 minutes in, and let's take a look at this Fire Giant steal.
It's a smart play there by Dignitas to go and try to take the tower during the Gold Fury attempt, but that doesn't look like they're going to be able to disengage cleanly. Anatoly taking a lot of damage. Mesa Face going to get stunned out by the knee. Pon going to hop on the horse and come after Anatoly as well. Riding around, throwing out those hits, and down will go Anatoly. And that is not a support Hades. That is a solo side lane Hades that needs to be a magical bruiser. And that is going to lead to a Fire Giant attempt now from Denial. And whether or not this is a full-on attempt or just bait, it doesn't matter. If they force a team fight, they're happy with that. If they get a Fire Giant, they are thrilled.
Both teams are sitting on Hand of the Gods rank 2, which means they have even ground to be able to secure it. But can Team Dignitas even get in range to be able to try and get the steal? We'll see. It's going to be Shadow Q. Right now, the damage is coming out to Fire Giant. It's very, very low. Shadow Q comes in. Does he take it away from them? He does! It's going to go to Team Dignitas. The Fire Giant stolen away from Denial Esports, but Denial's going to turn this engagement right now. Shadow Q trying to buy some time and actually doing a really good job. They're going to peel off. It's only going to be
He's still alive. He's going to live. Shadow Q lived.
He does.
Wow. How do you even, like, I can't even begin to talk on that one. Shadow Q.
So we went ahead there, guys, and saw an amazing steal there from one team to another there against the Fire Giant. Really cool changes to see there. I mean, it's so amazing to see where one team goes ahead, dominates that lane, does really well, goes ahead and goes for the Fire Giant, and then actually has the Fire Giant taken out from underneath of them. And it was interesting. In Game 2, we actually did see Denial Esports NA win Game 2. And it was kind of interesting. There was an interview afterwards that actually was with Lassus. Hi-Rez Kelly was going ahead and give him the interview. And Kelly said, hey, you know, what happened in Game 2 versus Game 1? And Lassus said plain out, we got pooped on. A pretty basic statement there. But amazing job for Denial Esports to take game number 2. So it's tied up 1-1, 2 games in. A third game is going to go ahead and determine the winner of the Siege event. And let's go ahead and take a look at Game 3. So Game 3 in Siege, we went ahead and saw Denial Esports NA start out super strong. And I feel like they're amazing right now. And a lot of teams need to be taking a look at them because their early game is astronomical of how good it is. So throughout Game 3, it was back and forth between the teams. You know, one team was up, one team was down, back and forth, back and forth. But what happens late game is that Team Dignitas, as they do, and they are one of the best teams out there. I would say best teams in the world late game. They have the ability to look at a game, even when they're down, and adapt and make the modifications necessary in order to win the game. We see this time and time again from a majority of the tournaments that we see Team Dignitas in. They are just amazing. So you have Denial Esports probably one of the best teams early game in the world, and then you have Team Dignitas, one of the best teams in the world late game. And this is just my statement, guys. There's no stats to back it. But both these teams did amazing. Team Dignitas ended up winning game number 3 of the Siege event, and they actually go ahead and take the tournament 2-1. So congratulations to Team Dignitas on that LAN event win. Moving forward from there, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at our weeklies. So for the Hi-Rez North American Weekly, results were pretty cool. We saw Exodus Esports take first, Cognitive Gaming second, and Last Resort third. Something to keep in mind is actually this Exodus Esports was previously Vicious and Delicious. And throughout the entire brackets, they went ahead and had to take out Last Minute Team, Last Resort, all the way on the way to the finals. So what's kind of cool there. Now Cognitive Gaming, though, on the way to the finals, went ahead and just had to take out Reason Gaming to get to the finals, as they had 2 buys. It was a very lightweight bracket because of the fact of actually having the Siege event going on. So keep that in mind. Usually the brackets are a lot more full, and almost never do you see a double buy. And keep in mind, the buy was put into effect because of their seeding. They weren't favored. It just came down to seeding, why they got a double buy into going into the semifinals there. So congratulations to Exodus Esports. I mean, man, the name's newer to the SMITE scene. Vicious and Delicious has been around for a little while now, and they're just dominating right now on the scene. So really happy to see a new face, a new team, able to go ahead and give a lot of the top tier teams a little bit more competition and make them sweat a little bit more. Moving on to the Hi-Rez European Weekly, we did have first place Morality Esports, EU, second place Payback Gaming, and third place SK Gaming. And for Morality Esports, they were actually previously Imaginary Team, and they were just recently picked up. So congratulations to them. I mean, coming into it, I think it's week 2 or 3 for them, waving that banner for Mortality Esports, and they went ahead and took out Exodus Gaming, Worth Gaming, and SK Gaming. So congratulations to them, first place in the Hi-Rez European Weekly. Taking a look at Payback Gaming, they took out Cryptic Gaming and Epsilon Gaming. They did have a bye previously in order to get to the finals as well. Once again, guys, you can go ahead and check out all these results for the Hi-Rez Weekly tournaments over at esports.smitegame.com. Once again, guys, next week we're going to add a second segment to the show, which we're going to take live questions from the chat via a website submission. Kind of what you guys saw with the PAX AMA feature with Hi-Rez, Kelly, and Bart, where you guys can go ahead and submit questions, and then we can go ahead and talk about and discuss them live on the stream. Next week's show is going to be Sunday, October 13th at 7:00 p.m. Eastern. And if you have any questions, comments, feedbacks, concerns, go ahead and shoot them over to SmiteWrapUp@gmail.com. Furthermore, if you'd like to know a little bit more about me, please go ahead and check out everything about me over on my fan community website, OctaneProGaming.com. Furthermore, you can check out my live stream at twitch.tv/OctanePro SCII. And at any time in Smite game, just type in !OctanePro, and it'll give you all the information you need if you didn't catch any of the locations and websites of mine that you'd like to go ahead and check out. Furthermore, please make sure you guys go over to SmiteGame.com to sign up and download Smite today for free. You can check out over there as well that they have Smite news, patch notes, player stats, and much, much more. Finally, to stay connected with Smite, please go ahead and go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/SmiteGame. And finally, check out Smite on Twitter with lots and lots of updates over there. Go ahead and check them out at twitter.com/SmiteGame. Thank you guys very much for joining me tonight for the Smite tournament wrap-up. My name is OctanePro. Have a good one.